The conventional picture of science places cognitive work and cognitive capacities at the center of the scientific endeavor. Intelligence, skills in the lab, skills at producing papers are what tend to be most valued in this popular image of the scientist and her craft. Yet increasingly, it is obvious that science cannot be detached from other forms of work that are essential to the way knowledge is produced and the way scientists engage with the world. One of these forms of work is care. Care is increasingly a form of work that is at the center of the economy, that informs our policies towards society, and that inspires our actions in the world. Yet care is not traditionally seen as relevant in scientific practice. This week, we will explore how care comes to matter and complements expertise as an integral part of scientific practice. For this, we will look at a variety of cases that demonstrate the importance of care as both an element that can alter and redirect scientific paradigms by highlighting new relations, new possibilities, new forms of knowledge that matter for understanding the natural world, but we will also explore how care is essential in a series of scientific practices that are necessary for the production of shared, consensual, agreed knowledge. One clear example of how care comes to matter in redefining scientific paradigms, in changing the way people think about the world, design their experiments, and intervene in nature at large, is the study of soil. Soil has long been recognized as being important to productive activities. Yet for a long period, soil was understood from a very specific managerial and rather inert paradigm. Soil, in particular, was seen as a substrate, as something of a blank canvas on which living forms would develop, emerge, and thrive. Yet increasingly, scientists have recognized that soil is itself a complex ecosystem. It is a complex series of relations between a number of different life forms that allow for more complex forms of life to come into being. The biota, for example, was something that had to be discovered, that had to be recognized as being essential to the constitution of the soil. Indeed, the discovery that soils possess microbiomes, that is, that soils possess complex forms of interrelated microorganisms that give the soil its qualities, that provide the soil with very specific capacities to bear life, involved a shift in how we understand this apparently inert object and our responsibility towards it. In particular, recognizing the existence of a microbiome in soil allowed scientists to think of this seemingly inert canvas as an object, a matter of concern, a matter of care, rather than just seeing soil as something that should be exploited, that possesses the nutrients and the materials that are essential for the functioning of life. Recognizing the interrelationship between different forms of life and soil makes it a garden that scientists have to pay attention to in order to understand how the canvas is patterned, how it survives, how it regenerates, and how it thrives. The canvas is indeed not a canvas, but a rich array of living things upon which other forms of life emerge, develop, and endure. Thinking of the soil as something that we care about, as something that is an object, a matter of care, is thus a way of transforming scientific paradigms around distinct forms, notions, and types of work involving care.